I have a paper here. It is on Observer, and I think this is not very good. The Code of Conduct of Members of Parliament is contained in Appendix F of the Rules of Procedure. It is elaborately spelled out on public duty, personal conduct, public interest, corruption, declaration of interest, and acting as a paid advocate. And I want to tell executive and whoever is alleging all this, members legislated for their constituents, for their people. There is no way you would see an Oduru saying, let Cotton Development Authority go. Then tomorrow when he goes to Lango, they will ask him, what did you do? Would you see Elutamaguzi saying, okay, let coffee go? What would happen? This allegation of saying members were bribed must stop. Nobody was bribed. People did legislation on their own. How can you bribe a whole house who are even willing to put up their hands to vote openly? I am going to ask our legal officer to take up this case, because you cannot tarnish the integrity of my members, because no member here was bribed to fail any RAPEX bill. Whatever did not go through, it was a consensus. Like yesterday, UNRWA, it was consensus. We even had a minister concede. Even the minister of RAPEX has always said, okay, this one I concede. So why should we be blamed for what we are doing? We are here to legislate for our people. So this, I am going to ask my people to take it on. Let them tell us who was the machinery in this and how it came about. Because when you read the topic, I mean the heading is alarming. When you look at inside, there is nothing. So what do they want to achieve? They want the public to hate Parliament?
About the State of Nation address, for me, why are we still going for such a function and you have to test me, COVID, plaque my nose? On our side, the Madam Speaker, I want also to know the results of the President before he tests me. Because how can we have one person in this country that everybody must get closer to him after being tested the COVID? We are refusing to appear and he's not tested. How do we know his results before we get closer to him? So, Madam Speaker, I think as our Speaker, denying us our gadgets, the iPad, phones, when we are to attend the State of the Nation, I cannot be part of that. Then, COVID testing, I want also to see Mr. Museveni's results before they test mine. Yes, I'm a human being like him. Yes, what if he brings it to me?
Honorable Member, issues of health is private. And because the issues of health is private, if you want to know the President's COVID results or health, you can get a court order and ask for it. But also, one thing that I must tell you, the State of Nation address is your function. It's a Parliament function. It is not for the President. We are only inviting the President to come and address us and start the next session of our sitting. It is our session. And we can, it doesn't matter. We can agree to say we are waiving off COVID testing. Yes, we can remove it. It is our function. After all, the President will be sitting far. He will be sitting far. But it will look bad for you not to come for your own function. The testing, I know some of you fear testing. There is no way you can fail to go with your iPad because we don't want you to carry papers. You will go with your iPad. What's wrong with that?
Once you make that proclamation, then we shall see, because that has been the condition.
It is not
You
a proclamation.
SFC, checking my phone, taking my phone,
We will request
testing
them.
me say all the time.
Now we will request
The whole of
them.
this world is only one person testing people
Please.
before they meet him. No.
Honorable members, we will request them. We will request SFC that our members, our very good members of parliament, please do not use papers. We gave them iPads, which they use for day to day, and also we also don't want what? We are not comfortable with the COVID testing. We'll talk to them. I mean, they are human beings. We'll talk to them. And just one thing to remind you, this is your function. It is not budget which is for finance. It is your function. And we must.
Item 3.3, statement by Minister on concerns raised by the Leader of the Opposition in Parliament on the appointment of Assistant Resident District Commissioners.
Right Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members, let's go to the next item so that LOP, you have something.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I want to appreciate that you've given us space to move a motion next week, but in 1 or 2 minutes, just a quick response to the statement that has been tabled, Right Honorable Speaker, as we shape this, at least from our end. Right Honorable Speaker, in 2006, I joined the media at UBC. And shortly after I joined, we were relocated from Nakasero to go to Nile Avenue. Why? Because government, with an investor, wanted to put up a Chogam hotel, which was meant to be for 2007. We moved, Chogam came and went, and that did not happen. Right Honorable Speaker, there's been many examples given of land that has been given away, and that's the concern of members. Shimoni, Naguru Nakawa land, and so on and so forth. Government, what the members here are saying is, we need to work on the question of trust. There's an old English adage that once bitten, twice shy. So members are saying, on behalf of the people that we represent, we have seen land being given away for these developments, and the developments do not happen. And so there is lack of trust. That's the biggest issue here. And so when you don't have trust, then the people, even when you have a good idea, they will not buy into it because they're thinking this will end up the same fate as all of these other pieces of land.
LOP,
Yes, Right Honorable.
as I ruled, you'll bring that in the motion. Please bring it in the motion.
That's okay.
Because it goes against our rules of procedure, especially after a ruling has been done, but your point has been gotten. Your point has been gotten, and include it in the motion. Switch on.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I just thought, because you see, my duty, our duty on this end, as we keep government in check, it is also to help you deal with the trust issue. And as we shape all of this, that's what must be dealt with. Right Honorable Speaker, with your permission, the Shadow Internal Affairs Minister had a 30-second information, if you would kindly allow her. 30 seconds.
Sure. The shadow will put it in the motion. Next item.
Item 3.3, statement by Minister on concerns raised by the Leader of the Opposition on the appointment of assistant resident district commissioners.
Honorable members, during yesterday's sitting, the Leader of Opposition raised a concern on the appointment of assistant RDCs at a time when government is moving to reduce the government expenditure through rationalization. However, you must be aware and you must recall that in the budget process of 2023-2024, we budgeted for that money. Now, when we budgeted for that money, what we need to know from this house is the process that is being followed, whether the right process is being followed, whether what we budgeted for and approved and appropriated is exactly what is being given. And then the other aspect would be, are you employing qualified people to that effect? The third one would be, when you're employing them, today I got a complaint from one of the members that somebody who had stood with her for 3 times has been appointed as assistant RDC and deployed in the same area, and that's not good for our members. So can we pursuant to Rule 52(1) of Rules of Procedure, can we now invite the Minister of Kampala to provide information to that effect?
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, I'm here on behalf of Honourable Mireba
The
Balanda,
problem, you're not listening.
who is not here with us but has delegated me here to represent her, in response to the concern raised by the Right Honourable Leader of Opposition on the appointment of assistant RDCs. Right Honourable Speaker and Honourable colleagues, in response to the matter raised by Honourable Leader of Opposition in regard to the appointment of the assistant RDCs stroke RCCs in the House yesterday, I would like to respond as follows. Right Honourable Speaker and Honourable members, RDCs are appointed by His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda under Article 203 of the Constitution, and their functions are stipulated herein. Right Honourable Speaker, Section 72(1) of the Local Government Act as amended mandates the President to appoint a number of deputy or assistant district resident commissioners in a district as he or she may deem necessary. In the financial year 2023-2024, Parliament of Uganda appropriated money, salary for RDCs, deputy RDCs, and assistant RDCs. This information is provided for under the Ministry of Public Service schedule, salary structure for political leaders for the financial year 2023-2024. On the matter of posting of the newly appointed assistant RDCs, I noted the concerns of the Right Honourable Speaker and the House, and there shall be drawn to the attention of the appointing authority on the case-by-case basis. I beg to submit.
Honourable members, the appointment of resident district commissioners is in Article 203 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda. There shall be for each district a resident district commissioner who shall be appointed by the president. 2, for a person to be appointed as a resident district commissioner, he or she shall be a citizen of Uganda and qualified to be a member of parliament. That is 1, qualified to be a member of parliament. 2, the function of the resident district commissioners are to monitor and implement an implementation of the central and local government services in the district. 2, to act as chairpersons of the district security committee of the district. And 3, Ajat, I want you to listen to 3. To carry out such functions as may be assigned by the president or prescribed by parliament by law. Prescribed by parliament by law. That is, take note of that. 1, Ajat, we want a list of all the RDCs of this country, the list of all the deputies, a list of all the assistant RDCs. Now don't guide me on what to say. 2, we need the qualifications of all these RDCs, deputies, and assistants. 3, we need a due diligence on these RDCs. After you bring that and lay on table, we'll refer it to the Committee of Presidential Affairs, Committee of Presidential Affairs, and most importantly, the regional balance, the equity. We need the equity, the regional balance, and I'll give you, we will give you, you have something to say before I conclude? This is not for debate. I've given instructions.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker.
Right Honourable
Speaker, when I raised this issue yesterday, there were 2 critical issues that I raised that unfortunately have not been captured by the minister's statement. 1, I was saying, in the spirit of rationalization, which government has tabled before this House to say, let's cut down on government expenditure, how does this make sense? The minister has not addressed that, because we have got 147 substantive RDCs on whom we spend over 4 billion shillings. 163 deputy RDCs on whom we spend over 2.5 billion shillings per year. You're bringing in assistant RDCs on whom we are going to spend over 2.88 billion per year, and that's just salary, by the way. Leave alone allowances, the cars that have to be bought, and so on. And so wanted the minister to help this House understand how do you tell us about rationalization, and yet you are bringing all of this as well.
Honorable Lob, now that I've referred it to the committee should be able to come out with all the questions that you raised. And you'll even put it in writing to the committee, the issues that you need to understand with this recruitment.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. I just wanted to, and I think that can happen, I just wanted to give some feedback to the minister that the statement she has presented actually is not what we did ask for. Maybe if she's saying she's going to present a better statement to the committee, because this is completely different from the issues that we raised, Madam Minister. Completely different. And yet we need answers.
She will appear before the committee. Thank you. Next item. Yes.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker and members. In the Constitution, Article 203 talks about the qualifications, the duties, and responsibilities. But there is one that has come into the public domain, where one of the RDCs, Chisacha Maria, the assistant RDC, Chisacha Mukama, is seen showing his butt to the general public, and you want us to wait for qualifications for that? Is the president demeaning this country?
Honorable Sechi.
Is the president demeaning this country?
Sechi.
Yes, right.
Sechi. Sech. Sodo. Now, Sech, that was number one issue I asked: the qualification, the character, the behavior of a person. And yesterday, that issue was raised on the same name. And we are going to investigate. So don't worry. That will be handled.
I think since we go to investigate, Right Honorable Speaker, that name must be withdrawn. His appointment must be withdrawn before we even go any further.
We'll do it after getting the report. Honorable, before I move to the next item, Honorable members, you'll allow me in the middle to redesignate a member, 2 members.
Designation of members to standing committees.
You came late. We are doing this administratively. No harm, nothing.
Right Honorable Speaker, pursuant to Rule 158 and Rule 15, Section 10, subsection C of our Rules of Procedure, I beg to designate on behalf of the Right Honorable Speaker the following members of Parliament, the respective standing committees. Honorable Ndiomujenyi Roland, from the Committee of Park Central to the Committee on Equal Opportunities. Honorable Chinyamatama Subi Juliet, from the Committee on Climate Change to COSASE. I beg to...
Those in favor say on the contrary. The ayes have it. Next item.
Laying of papers. Report of the meeting session of the United Nations Climate Change Conference of the Conference of State Parties, COP28.
Honorable members, pursuant to Rule 31 of the Rules of Procedure, I now invite Honorable Christine to table a report on COP28 conference. Honorable member.
Right Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members, don't go, we have bills.
Right Honorable Speaker, thank you for the opportunity. Dear members.
No, the bills we have are very few, only 2. I am only left with 30 minutes, we shall have finished. Christine, lay your document.
Right Honorable Speaker, I hereby lay a report for the meeting session of the United Nations Climate Change Conference of the 28th Conference of Parties, summarized as COP28, the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, that took place in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, on 24th November to 12th December 2023. I beg to lay.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Next. It will be deposited in the canteen.
Library.
And I mean in the library. It's because I've not had lunch. Yes. Next
Thank
item.
you. Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker,
Patrick, we need a report from PAP
Madam
on the
Speaker,
election of PAP.
Madam Speaker, the leader of delegation, I think will play that role very well. Thank you very much. Right Honourable Speaker, our rules of procedure provides that for such international engagements, when a report is provided, submitted here, the person submitting them should give us highlights of the event or the conference for us as Parliament to know what are the key highlights of that conference. So, Madam Speaker, I'm wondering whether proceeding well for her just to lay and we do nothing about it. Thank you.
That's a good idea, but that's why I said we are taking it to the library. The problem we have with our people, they don't even want to visit the library. Go and take time and read these things. They don't like reading. Now the teachers say you don't like reading. Yes. But it doesn't cost us. Listen, it doesn't cost us much for Christine to give us just a preamble. Doesn't cost much. And she's a brilliant lady.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker, for the opportunity and fast-tracking climate change management within Uganda. Right Honourable Speaker, every year, Uganda joins other countries in participating in negotiations concerning climate change. And last year, it was the Conference of Parties, the 28th conference. Right Honourable Speaker, as Uganda, we are party to what we call the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, but we are also a party to some other conventions, including Kyoto Protocol and the Paris Agreement. And in our Climate Change Act, Right Honourable Speaker, we wanted to fast track and domesticate some of those protocols locally. And being a party to those international conventions, we are also supposed to take part in the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change conferences. Right Honourable Speaker, the conference has a number of negotiation groups, including the adaptation, capacity building. There is another group called mitigation. There is another group on technology. There is another group on gender. And as we attend those meetings, we decide the negotiation issues to follow up. Right Honourable Speaker, as a Member of Parliament, together with the other members of Parliament selected from the different committees, we attended, and members chose their negotiation groups, and we came up with recommendations. The best recommendations included fast-tracking loss and damage. Right Honourable Speaker, as Uganda, we are suffering from climate change effects as a result of G77 and China actions. And we are saying that as Uganda, much as we want to adapt to climate change, but we need extra effort. And together with the line ministries, including the Ministry of Finance, we requested that at least, given the fact that they are demanding us a lot of money through the loans we have with them, it can also be channeled that they offset the loans and also channel part of some of the finances to adaptation to climate change options. So the issue of loss and damage is very important. But as Uganda, we also need to be ready. We need to prepare our readiness plans to utilize the funds that will come through the different climate change baskets as we were informed. Right Honourable Speaker, based on Uganda's position, the policies that Uganda has are enormous, and we score highly when it comes to presentation of legal instruments. And some of these instruments, many countries pledge to come and learn from us.
Shall you summarize?
So, Right Honorable Speaker, we are grateful that you gave us chance. And there are a number of actions that Parliament need to follow up with, especially in ensuring that climate change management comes up front. And the basic request was to follow up with the establishment of Climate Change Act regulations to ensure that we also help our minister and relevant institutions in fast-tracking climate change management in Uganda. Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
You. Thank you so much. Honorable Dula has been negotiating once a debate on this. But when you look at Rule 33, it says the Speaker shall appoint time not exceeding 45 minutes for a debate. But we can, it's not entrenched. You have a bill that you need it more than this debate. So let's first finish the bill. Next item.
Bill second reading.
Yes.
The Public Enterprises Reform and Divestiture Amendment Bill 2024.
Honorable Minister.
Right Honorable Speaker, on behalf of the Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, who gave you notice of their absence in the House, all of them at the Ministry today, I beg to move that the bill entitled the Public Enterprises Reform and Divestiture Amendment Bill 2024 be read the second time.
Is the motion seconded? Seconded by Edie, by Mamawi, by Chemongesi, by Mitiana, by Honorable Rachel, Honorable Professor Ethel, Iganga, Nakasongola, Kelly, Gerald, Margaret, Veronica, Hanifa, Gweri, Christine, Solo, Honorable Minister of Information ICT, Honorable Minister of Agriculture, Honorable Minister of Energy, Honorable Minister Bueno Agriculture, Honorable Minister of Local Government, Singiro, even the chair is Seno, Loy, Linda, Victoria, Dakasi, Pamela, Mama Busia, Chemutai, East Africa, David, Aroga, and Luca. Thank you so much. Would you want to speak a little bit of your bill? Yes?
Right Honorable Speaker, you had allowed, with a few exceptions, for line ministers to be, you had given your permission here and there for the ministers to absent themselves when matters in their dockets are being discussed on this floor. But Right Honorable Speaker, I'm seeing it is becoming a trend. It is becoming a trend and very bad one. Right Honorable Speaker, with the minister himself, Matia Kasaija, you have the Honorable Anite, I beg your pardon, Anite, the minister in charge of investment. You have Honorable Kasolo, you have Honorable Golobi, you have Honorable Musasizi, but conveniently, they can't be present to process their bill, Right Honorable Speaker. They are not taking this parliament seriously. You can't have all the 5 away and the Honorable Minister, the government chief whip here, who does not sit in their top management, in their senior management, who is not accountable to any of their daily activities, is here. Now, Right Honorable Speaker, I beg that you sometimes get hard, because this parliament, we come, we leave everything we are doing to attend to the business of this house. And when ministers take it as a practice to disregard this house, to choose to be away because they know they will talk to you and you grant them permission. Right, Honorable Speaker, I beg that you take note of that and you come down heavy so that this does not continue in this house.
Maybe just for information, the issue of the strike of the traders is a very serious issue that concerns this whole country. And as we speak now, personally, I was also not supposed to be here. I was supposed to join that meeting at State House with the traders, and that's where all the ministers of finance have been summoned, because they know we are going to start on the tax bills. They don't want us to pass bills that affect traders. So it is not a deliberate move that they are not here. You know, a person like Honorable Musa Asisi, he's always here 24/7. So I gave them permission based on that, because it is on the issue of what? On the traders. But also when you look at Rule 114, attendance of sittings by minister, where none of them is able to attend, a minister shall request another minister to represent that minister's interest. So because they are not able to attend, and they have accordingly reported to the speaker, and I allowed it, sir. My SH. Yes, you have something. Thank you. Continue. Avoru, did you speak to your motion? Please speak to your motion.
Right Honorable Speaker,
you see, because the team is here, you want them to see you. Okay.
Thank you very much, and I welcome them, especially those from Bujiri. I am here. Right Honorable Speaker, the issue being raised by Honorable Sechikubo and the rule you have cited, let's accept. But Right Speaker, when you look at the front bench, there are critical offices that sometimes affect the outcome of these deliberations. For example, the office of the Attorney General. When you look around, the 2 of them are not here. Right Honorable Speaker, when these bills are challenged in courts, it is that office that is responsible for representing us. And sometimes they have even a habit of disowning us. And Right Honorable Speaker, you have a method of asking them to comment on every clause, which is really very good. So whereas it is true that a minister can ask another to represent them, where you have critical positions like Attorney General, Right Honorable Speaker, I would humbly beseech you to ensure that at least that office, one of them is represented here.
We'll do that. Yes. Okay, let's first start with the motion which has a minister, as you rethink.
Bill second reading. the Uganda Road Fund Amendment Bill 2024.
Honorable Minister.
Right Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the bill entitled the Uganda Road Fund Amendment Bill 2024, Uganda Road Fund Amendment Bill, Repeal Bill 2024, be read for the second time.
Seconded. Seconded by by Honorable Lwelo, Honorable Bueno, Honorable Kasai, Honorable Businje, by Honorable Moses Kabusu, Honorable Gerald, Honorable Dennis Nakasongola, Honorable Sauda, Honorable Mujiche, Honorable Minister of ICT, Honorable ED, NFA, Jennifer, Singiro, I mean, not Singiro, Ntungamo, Singiro, Honorable Feta, Victoria, Edakas, Mamai, the two Mamais. Honorable Seno Anthony, Dr. Boka, East Africa, Gulu, Phyllis, Daudi. Opendi is supported. Honorable Angura, Honorable Pamela, Honorable Busia, and Mitiana. General, would you love to speak to your motion?